Hello students, in this video we are going to see our Thiruvalluvar University syllabus, Foundation English BLE 30 prose section, third prose. The third prose is with the photographer. It was written by Stephen Leocock. And I will give you the brief explanation in Tamil about this story. So இந்த வர்க்கை எழுதினவர் வந்து ஸ்டீஃபன் லியோகாக். இவர் வந்து ரொம்ப ஹியூமரிஸ்டிக் வேயாக எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் பண்ணுறதுல ப்ரோஸ் எழுதுறதுல ரொம்ப சிறந்த ஒரு ரைட்டர். அண்ட் இவர் வந்து ஒரு நகைச்சுவை எழுத்தாளர் அப்படின்னும் சொல்லுவாங்க. அப்புறம் இவர் வந்து ஆசிரியருடைய சிறுகதை பகுதியிலிருந்து எடுக்கப்பட்ட ஒரு பகுதி கதை தான் இப்போ நமக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய இந்த லெசன். இந்த கதையில் என்ன சொல்கிறாரு அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்க, ஒரு வாட்டி ஸ்டீஃபன் லியோகாக் ஃபோட்டோ எடுக்கிறதுக்காக ஃபோட்டோ ஸ்டூடியோவுக்கு போகிறாரு. அங்கே அந்த ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபர் முகத்தை இப்படி திருப்புங்க, இப்படி திருப்புனா மூக்கு இப்படி தெரியுது, இப்படி திருப்புனா வாய் இப்படி தெரியுது, இப்படி திருப்புனா காது இப்படி தெரியுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவரை இப்படியும் அப்படியும் அலக்கழிச்சுட்டே இருக்கான். அப்போ ஸ்டீஃபன் லியோகாக் சொல்கிறாரு, 40 வருஷமாக நான் இந்த முகத்தோடு தான் நான் இருக்கேன், நீ சொல்லி என் முகத்தை மாற்ற வேணாம், நான் எப்படி இருக்கிறோம் அப்படி முன்ன ஃபோட்டோவை எடுத்து கொடுப்பா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு எரிச்சலில் சொல்கிறாரு. கடைசீட்டில் அவன் ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்து அதையும் இதையும் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணி ஸ்டீஃபன் லியோகாக்கு கிட்ட கொண்டு போய் காமிக்கும்போது அவரோட ஃபேஸ் மாதிரியே அந்த ஃபோட்டோ கொஞ்சம் கூட இல்லை. ஏன் அப்படின்னு கேட்டதுக்கு, கண்ணு ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்குன்னு அதை வந்து நான் இது பண்ணினேன், கொஞ்சம் டிசைன் இது பண்ணினேன், அதே மாதிரி மூக்கை கொஞ்சம் டிசைன் பண்ணினேன், காதை கொஞ்சம் டிசைன் பண்ணேன், அது நல்லா அழகாக இருக்குங்கிறதுக்காக நான் அப்படியெல்லாம் செஞ்சேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறான். அப்போ ஸ்டீஃபன் லியோகாக்கு என்ன சொல்கிறாரு, என் முகத்தை எப்படி இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கறதுக்காக அப்படியே எடுக்க சொல்லி தான் நான் ஒன்ட்ட ஃபோட்டோ எடுக்க சொன்னேன், என்னென்னமோ நீ பண்ணி என் முகம் மாதிரியே இல்லை, இது வேற யார் மாதிரியோ இருக்குது, நீயே வச்சுக்கோ இந்த ஃபோட்டோவை அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்ககிட்டயே அதைய கொடுத்துட்டு ரொம்ப கோபமாகவும் வருத்தத்தோடையும் வந்துடுறாரு. அதுதான் இந்த ஸ்டோரி. ஸோ லெட் அஸ் ஸ்டார்ட் த prose with about the author introduction. Stephen Leocock, he was born at the year 1869 and died at the year 1944. And he was born in England but educated in Canada and American universities. He first specialized in languages and eventually switched over to economics and political science. He was a professor of political science at McGill for a number of years. But one day he came to the conclusion that the economics he taught had no relation to the economics of our daily life. So he started writing in English. He published erudite academic works like The Elements of Political Science. But it is as a humorist that Leocock is best remembered. His literary lapses set the style to such an extent that many front rank humorists of today claim him as their master. Nonsense novels, further foolishness, franchised fiction, college days, too much college and Leocock wrote it about, and all rockling fun humor. They are the works of Stephen Leocock. In theory and technique and how to write, both provide profitable reading. These are all the best works of Stephen Leocock and notable works of Stephen Leocock. This is the author introduction. And let us see about the lesson. What is the gist taken? Let us see the gist of the lesson. With the photographer is a pleasant skit on the absurdity of the procedure adopted by photographers in olden days in taking. First, the subject had to wait, kicking his heels in the reception room of the studio. When the photographer finally takes him on, the subject is made to assure various trying poses to suit the camera. But when after so much stress and strain, the proof arrives, the subject is apt to receive a shock. The photographer has his own ideas as to what constitute a good picture. So he touches up the portrait in all manner of ways until the photographer has little resemblance to the original. The sophisticated photographer may take pride in having done an interesting job, but the subject feels completely frustrated. Now let us see the points to remember in this prose work. First one is the Leacock went to a studio to have a photo taken. He was made to wait in the reception room for an hour reading worthless news magazines. Taken into the studio, he was made to sit in a beam of sunlight coming through the skylight. The photographer fussed about adjusting the curtain. After squinting at Leacock from behind the camera, the photographer declared that a 3/4 full face would be better. Leacock tried to agree with that view, making a feeble joke. The photographer twisted Leacock's face, opened his mouth, dropped his ears, and made him lift his eyes and expand his lungs. The torture was too much for Leacock, and at last he burst out that his face, mouth, ears, and other organs were his as God had made them. They have to be photographed as they were. Just when Leacock was getting furious towards the photographer and pulled the cord and declared that the snap had been taken, he claimed that he had caught Leacock's face in an animated condition. He asked Leacock to call again on Saturday to see the proof. The proof that Leacock saw next Saturday shocked him. The photographer explained with a proud smile that he had retouched the eyes, removed the eyebrows by the defied process, put in a new brow line, redrawn the mouth. He was thinking of removing the ears and putting it in better ones. That was the limit. Leacock shouted that he did not care what new-fangled chemical technique the photographer used to make the picture glamorous. He had come there to have a photo with which his friends would identify himself. The photographer that was now before him was useless for that purpose. So, the photographer could keep his achievement himself. Now, let us see it in that story in a nutshell. The studio was dark and dirty. So, Leacock went to the studio to have himself photographed. But the venture provided to be full of irritating surprises. So, the studio was very dark and dirty. To start with, the photographer was far from impressive. He was a gloomy, drooping individual with dim vision and shabby dress. After waiting for an hour, in the depressing reception room, he was taken to the studio, which was dark and dirty, but for a beam of sunlight coming through a skylight. The photographer wheeled in front of him with a tripod carrying a camera. Let's just see the 3/4 of the face admirable. After squinting through the camera, the photographer emerged with a grave look. He said the face was not correct and had better be 3/4 full. Leacock wondered how 3/4 of a face would be admirable. Advancing towards the customer, the photographer twisted the face and declared the head also was in the wrong. He asked Leacock to open his mouth, and before he could do it, ordered him to close it. Next, he wanted Leacock to lower his ears a little and roll his eyes upwards, hump his neck and fill his lungs. This was the bit too much. So that is taken place in the photo studio with Leacock. The photographer has done all the things in the studio. Next we see the photographer catching Leacock's face. How he catch the Leacock's beautiful face. Flying into a rage, Leacock told the man that he could not stand the tyranny anymore. He had a right to the one and only face God had given him. If his face did not suit the camera, he was not interested in the photograph. With these cutting words, he was about to make his exit when the photographer pulled a cord. There was a click, and the photographer said that he had succeeded in catching Leacock's face in a state of animation. He asked Leacock to call on him next Saturday for the proof. Now the proof is shown to Leacock. When the Leacock was shown the proof next Saturday, he was stunned. The portrait had no resemblance to himself because the photo is not looking like himself. But the photographer smiled triumphantly and explained that he had retouched the eyes, redrawn the mouth, and removed the eyebrow by the de-feed process. That was the reply of the photographer to Leacock. In angry sarcasm, Leacock said he was thankful that at least the ears looked like his. Only the ears are looking like Leacock. But all the other parts of the face changed by the photographer by retouching and all. The photographer turned to offer to remove the ears also by the sulfide process next time. That was the reply of the photographer to Leacock. After hearing this, Leacock became very furious, very angry towards the photographer. On the verge of tears, Leacock darted out of the studio. Leacock's cup of bitterness was full. Drawing himself to his full height, he said the photographer was free to continue his devilish work. He could use all the chemicals as his disposal, including cowhide, to redo the features. He could employ all his art to gloss, gild, and emboss the picture. But after that he could keep the photograph himself, Leocock had no use for a photo which his friends would have failed to recognize as himself. In a tearing fury, on the verge of tears, Leocock darted out of the studio. So this was the story. So by this way, the story was told by Leocock. So he has given a beautiful story in a humorous way of expression. So this is